What's up, everyone? Welcome to the IOP family. I am your host, Moni-Moni, with a brand new episode. Welcome to the beginning, and don't forget to stay. We are going to get inspired and breathe in the true meaning of what it takes to create opulence in our everyday lives. On today's episode, I have an amazing guest and a great friend of ours, Angelina Rivera. Hello. Welcome back, Angelina.
Thank you. Thanks for having me back.
Absolutely. So we wanted to kind of dive in because Miss Angelina has multiple things that she does. She has multiple businesses. As you heard in the previous episodes, she is a consultant and as well as a business owner. So she's here to tell us about Sensual Healing. So let us know, what is it about Sensual Healing?
So Sensual Healing came about a couple years ago. I've always wanted to be on this healing journey of life in general and like the traumas we face as children and things we go through, experiences and all of that stuff. And all the things that people and tools that people can incorporate into that journey, right? And for everybody, it's a little bit different. And some people resonate with certain things and others just don't, right? So they find a different way of doing things. So Sensual Healing was just like a soft way of healing, because when you are healing, it's hard. Take a beating, and things like that. So I just wanted something to give people some type of joy at an affordable price to help them on their journey. So I didn't want it to just be focused on crystals alone, right?
Right.
Which we sell a lot of crystals, and I have bracelets, towers, spheres, things you can carry with you, just different stuff, carvings, anything. We also have like smudging products and things like that. Also have apparel. This is like one of our hoodies, a spiritual bandit. So it's also like wearing it and feeling good, like that type of stuff, right? So that's kind of what we wanted to bring. I'm also working on journals and things like that, and challenges for self-love and different things. So because when you're on this healing journey, you kind of have to deal with all the hard stuff that you've suppressed for how long, and what causes you to be who you are right now, and where are you trying to go, right? We all dream big and we all want great things, but let's be real, society will beat us down and tell us we don't deserve it and everything else in between. And usually it's the people closest to us that damage us. So,
especially when it's yourself. Yeah. Especially when it's yourself. Could you say this is what pushed you to embark on this new journey? Like what for you was the moment to be like, hey, you know what? I know what this healing did for me. I'm going to go and try to help other people. So what made you say, this is what I'm going to do? This is what I'm going to add on, because you already have a business in consulting, but you went ahead and added on a whole other business.
Yeah. So I've always been into crystals because my mom and stuff like that, I grew up with a lot of that. And I still have some of the crystals that I had from when I was a child. And my mom was very into like holistic medicine and things like that. So it's always been alternative things, right? Music, all those type of things, meditation, yoga, being out in nature, hiking, camping, whatever, right? Those are all things that can bring your soul joy. And when I lived in Europe, I used to be out and about and doing those type of things all the time. And when I moved back to the US and I got into the corporate world, I always felt like I had to constantly be on this grind of proving myself to people. And I am worthy of this and I am that, even having abandoned my whole entire family, except for my mom, for the most part, at a really, really young age, I didn't understand until I was older, like, what did I do for those people to truly like hate me? And things that I started doing for myself is I never put myself first, right? And in 2017, I had a friendship that diminished, and that was like the straw that broke the camel's back. And I was like, I am so done literally saving everybody else and trying to uplift and boost everybody else up. And nobody was ever cheering me on, right? Nobody was like, oh my God, you're doing a great job or any of this. Like even getting a thank you at work was like few and far in between ever in my life, right? So after that friendship diminished because that was like family to me. So it was like reliving what I already had relived way before as a child.
Like you just lost another family member.
Again, and not just one family member, their parents, their siblings, which I considered to be my parents, my siblings. Like it wasn't just like, oh, this is my bestie. Like, no, that was like my family, right? And so at that point, I was like, I'm done. Now is the time to put myself first above everybody else. I can no longer do it. I was also at my heaviest weight. I weighed like 237 pounds and I hated it. Like I was in pain all the time. My back hurt all the time, which I've had back problems all my life, even when I wasn't overweight and things like that. I just constantly was like on this cycle of doing it and breaking my own promises, doing it and breaking my own promises. And in 2017, I drew the line in the sand and I said, enough is enough. And therefore I was like, one of these days, I'm going to start a business for other people to truly understand and know that they're not alone and give them the tools they need to help them through it. I didn't care whether it was a bracelet. Crystals have always brought me joy. I love wearing the bracelets. I've been wearing them even as I was younger.
So pretty.
And I had plenty even from back then, right? Yes. And so I was like, okay, this is what I want to do. But as I would go around and go to crystal shops, I'm like, these prices are outrageous, right? And they weren't affordable for the average person, right? People already struggle so much anyways. Why do they have to continue to struggle even through a hard journey? So I wanted to bring crystals to people at an affordable cost, right? And I want people to just feel good, you know, and whether
but isn't that crazy
to someone?
Yeah. But isn't that crazy though? Like you took the moment to be like, I need to put myself first. And then once you reached yourself, you know, or you're still in the process of, because we're always evolving, you know, there's always something to learn about ourselves, you know, continuing on. It's just like you open that door and then it just keeps opening more doors, you know, but isn't it interesting enough that when you're like, yeah, I got to put myself first, but then putting yourself first still means helping other people in the process, you know, like even this platform alone, you know, I can't stress it enough, you know, IOP even, you know, even though I told myself, hey, I'm going to put some attention back onto myself. Here I am either, you know, still giving a platform to everyone else to voice out what they're doing, because that's my way of giving back. That's my way of healing and helping other people, you know. But isn't that interesting though, that we tell ourselves, yeah, we're going to focus on me. And then our first instinct is, as soon as we focus on ourselves, oh, well, my destiny was to go and help other people. Okay, this is what I'm going to do. So it's so crazy, but it's what we do most. It's what we do best. And, you know, I think even musicians go through that, you know, they think about, it's like they sing about their stuff, but yet who knows who they could be saving with their music, you know, and it's very interesting to see that no matter what you do, eventually you pay it forward. If it's something that you're truly meant to do, eventually you pay it forward, you know, and that's just amazing. So what are some of the things you want the listeners to know about Sensual? What makes your shop different from all the others?
So my shop is different from all the others in the sense that I spend a lot of one-on-one time with my customers, right? I don't want you to just come shop on my website. Message me. I have a chat box on there. It comes directly to my cell phone. You can even on my Facebook page, message me there. I want to give you the best deal possible for what you're looking for, or even help you find that special crystal that you actually connect with, right? So I have on my website just a lot of basic stuff, and I have a lot of bracelets on there. But if you're looking for like the actual crystals, like if we're talking like a sphere or something, right? So we have like the
that energy, y'all. For only my listeners, you can only listen, but this is a beautiful sphere that she's holding in her hands, and it's just so beautiful. Go check out the visuals on YouTube.
Yes, so you can see. Or message me, and I'll send you some pictures, right? I like to be able to help people and show them what they're looking for. You know, I have clients that'll be like, you know, I deal with a lot of stress, and I need stuff that's going to help me relax max. And then I would be like, okay, are you looking to like wear it every day to like work, carry it with you? Is it something you're trying to create like a actual energy in your home? Like, is it for your bedroom, living room, or all over your house? Things like that. And I'll be like, okay, what's your budget, right? Because that's the next biggest thing. I don't want to sell you crystals that are hundreds of dollars if that doesn't fit your budget. So I want to be able to put you either a bundle together or something that's going to be within your budget, help you with what you're looking for. And that way you're going to come back if you need additional stuff, right? If you say, hey, I'm looking for this, or if you say, hey, I want a custom bracelet, like I want this and this kind of mixed together, I'll make that for you. Other problem is if you go into crystal shops, most of the time their bracelets are standard, like 6.5 to 7.5. Men have a really hard time finding bracelets that fit them. And then also women who have larger wrists. I have a mini wrist. My wrist is barely 5 inches. That's a child's size, right? But if they need larger bracelets, I have clients who come to me and they're like, I need 7 3/4. I'll make you the bracelet. If you want it as a pattern, I'll even customize it out. I'll send you a picture of it, what it's going to look like before I bind it. So if you don't like it, we can change it still, right?
You see, I hope he really be putting you on.
So I don't want to just give you some basic stuff that you can get anywhere. And also don't pay 20 times more than what you really need to pay, right? I'll tell you a funny story. I was at a pop-up event and this girl came to my stand with a bracelet that had a tag on it. And she's like, can you cut this off for me? And I'm like, girl, I know you're not bringing me somebody else's bracelet. Like, I have these here, right? And she's like, and I was like, it's fine, whatever. I'm like, what? Where did you buy this? And she's like, oh, over there. And I was like, okay. And she was still looking and buying other crystals from me too, but I was just like giving her a little hard time, right? But jokingly.
Yeah, you should have
so
bought from me.
I cut the tag off. I give her bracelet back. She slips it on and I pick up the tag to go throw it in the trash, not thinking anything of it because I thought it was just going to say what it was or whatever, but it was actually a price tag and it was just a plain agate bracelet. And this poor girl paid $30 for this bracelet. I about lost it. I was like, did you seriously pay $30 for this? And she's like, yeah. And I was like, girl, I would have sold you that bracelet for $8. She's like, really? And I'm like, yes, really. So, I felt bad for her because she paid $22 more than what I would have charged her for the same bracelet. And
yours are a little bit more intricate,
Yeah, and people don't realize it because so many people, the crystal industry became this hype, right? And everybody wants to be on it. Everybody's like, oh, it's going to be quick money because these people are dumb enough to pay whatever and we're just going to make our money. And I'm not out for your money. I'm out to help you. I want it to be affordable to you. And all I need is for my time to be covered. And sometimes I even take a fat L on it. Because by the time, whatever, if I know they're really going to help you, I will take that L every now and then. There's little kids I see that come by, I give them crystals. That's out of my pocket. I'm not making $1 off of that. Even, you know what I mean? Even if that crystal cost me money and I didn't charge them anything, that's fine. I don't care. Their face, the way they see it is like just amazing. And I'd rather they have that joy right then and there and for that and carry it with them and just be happy than to be like, you know what, because I'll get it back elsewhere, right? It'll always come back to me one way, one how.
Not just that, crystals typically tend to gravitate to people. And if you feel like that child needed that specific crystal, you don't know what they're going through. Energetically, you just felt drawn to give them a crystal because in the way that's almost like filling up your good karma bucket, And a lot of people are like, oh, well, a lot of people have an ideal that karma is just negative. No, there's positive karma too. Karma is just karma. Karma is the balance of the world, and when you are doing those things, little do you know the good karma that's coming in your bucket because of what you did, that is not selfish, and it's not even that it's selfish, because you do have a business that you have to run and keep afloat, but it was selfless, and it was something that you were able to do for someone, and you don't even know if they really needed it. Maybe it was something for them to keep to protect them, from evil eye, if you're seeing the visuals, I carry my evil eye with me, but it's just important. And that's so cool that you were able to do that, and it's the fact that your whole company is customized to the consumer. So it's not like, oh, you're just going to buy off of this, crystal shop, or smudging shop and just buy something like, she's not going to upsell you something, she's actually going to try to get to know who you are to see if it's something that you even need. And I think that's the thing is some people aren't ready to get specific crystals because they have yet to understand like what's the process when it comes to a crystal. They think, oh, I'm just going to have this crystal and then it's going to save my life. No, sometimes you're not even ready. I thought when the Moldavite was popular and circulating around, a lot of people are like, oh my God, don't buy this and don't buy it, but just expect for things to just, instead of a stop, oh no, let me remove this. It's gonna like, no, I'm going to fucking remove this. I'm going to remove this shit out of your life. It's done for. That's it. You wanted this because Moldavite has that gravitational pull of showing you all the ugliness that's out there around you and making it clear that you need to get rid of it.
And it's harsh and it's not a soft fall. It's a harsh fall. And you're going to feel like all the bad is happening to you, but the universe to remove bad things out of your life, it's going to not register right then and there. But hindsight, if you think about it, like if you say, I would like for you to remove any and all people who don't, are not for my greater good or don't mean me well, right. And then your best friends start falling off the planet. Well, why do you think they're falling off the planet? There's a reason, right? I just listened to a story.
You didn't hear the conversations behind closed doors. There's always a reason why. And I think a lot of people have a hard time accepting. And I think that's everybody.
And I heard a conversation earlier. Well, it wasn't even a conversation. It was a girl who did a little video and she said, I asked for, the universe to remove all people and any energy out of my life no longer serving me or didn't mean me any well. And later that day, a group of her friends came to her with a whole bunch of drama, try to get her involved in stuff. And basically she became like the center of this whole thing. And she basically knew right then and there that was the universe showing her that these are the people that no longer needed to be in her life. And she removed them. And it taking that time to register, like this is your sign for what you asked for, right? Don't try to fix it. Some things are just meant to fall apart. And that's part of it, right? We go through these different phases. And when people lose their job, a lot of times they think, oh my God, what am I going to do next? Well, you can be on the, oh my God, this is the worst thing that's ever happened to me. Or you can say, okay, is this my sign? If you've been saying constantly, I hate my job. I don't want to be there. I want to do something else with my life. Well, that was probably that answer to what you've been asking and putting out into the universe, right? You manifested. So that job was done for because you kept saying you don't want to be there. You want to do something else. So take that opportunity to do that, right? And
take it with a grain of salt.
There's always going to be better things. And is it going to be easy? No, not necessarily. It sucks because you didn't plan on it, right? But great things can come from unplanned things, right? So, it's just part of understanding and then actually putting a plan into place of what you really wanted to do, right? Did you want to start your own business? Are you trying to get into a different industry? Now you have the time to maybe focus on that. Did you want to go back to school? Like, I don't know. Take a class, learn something. Take some courses, learn some new skills, so many different things. But people turn to crystals because just like us, it carries energy, right? And we all want to feel good in some way, somehow. That's why you have crystals that are there for like protection, and you have them there for love and confidence and things like that, right?
And abundance.
Is a crystal itself going to protect you? No, it's not, right? Because if you just buy it and you don't actually put the energy into it, as to what your intention is with this crystal and what it is you seek from it.
It's not going to know where to gravitate. It's not going to know where to pull that in. But to backtrack a little bit, what can you say to the person who is, or the soul that is thinking about or considering to pursue this similar journey of a crystal, shop, or a smudging shop? What can you tell them about running their own shop? Because this is where we initiate the opulence as well. well too. We try to help other people. So y'all stay in tune if y'all want to know about this.
I mean, you can start as small or as big as you want. Just understand and know you're not going to get rich overnight, and you're not going to make your money back in 5 days, 5 months, maybe within a couple years you will. It's an investment. It truly is, right?
Right.
Are you going to make your own bracelets? Are you going to buy pre-made bracelets? Where are you going to source your stuff from? There's so much fake stuff out there that if you truly don't know where it's coming from or have a trusted person that you can buy from wholesale, you just are not going to make it, right? Because they will scam you. You see people online all the time talking about, oh, I got scammed here and I got scammed there. It is no different in this wholesale industry they will show you one thing and then you get it and it's glass. It's not even real, but it looked real when you were looking at it. But you're only going off of a video or a photo again, and you don't know, right? Because you can't touch it, you can't see it, and then you have it. Now you're trying to argue with somebody in China or in India or wherever the hell it came, even US local people, because they buy and then they mass sell. So here you are trying to argue with them about getting your $500 back that you invested in all these crystals, and more than half of them are fake. What are you going to do? To 90%, how are you going to prove that it wasn't real? How?
So how can people tell how it's real? Like, how can you tell?
So a lot of crystals, if you actually hold a flame to it, they'll tarnish, but you can wipe it off, right? Fake crystals will usually melt. And then also the sound a lot of times on certain ones, the composition of them, right? Everybody has to understand that crystals are a product of nature, right? It's a composition of different minerals and things, and the environment that it basically was produced in. So that's why certain things look a different way. And I'll show you like this one, for instance, right? Here, it has like these raw patches, and you can hear like the scratching. That's like a raw patch. Well, next to it, when I glide my nail, you don't hear anything because it's polished. Well, this raw part, some people who expect perfect crystals will be like, well, that's not fully polished. Well, we can't fully polish it down because it's a mineral composition that doesn't polish out like the rest of the crystal will. This is a natural inclusion that I can't do anything about, and I can't force this mineral to be something it is not. So you're gonna have imperfections, right? But that's part of what makes the crystal that crystal, because this mineral had to be here in order for it to look the way it looked. If I took it out, it wouldn't even hold together because then it would fall apart, right? Or like if they have cracks in them, like for instance, like this right here, people will be like, well, it's cracked. Well, it's a carving and it's under pressure. It's a stone. So it's going to have natural cracks. It's not going to look, and as a crystal person, I'm like, oh, this is actually a beautiful peace sign. I'm not focusing on these natural cracks that are within the thing. I can't change that for you, So you have to be able to understand what it takes to get together. When you do actually open a business, you have to have a business license. You have to have resale certificates. You have to have, all these things in order to do it. You have to be able to invest in shipping. Crystals are not light. Can you afford $500 in shipping from Indonesia? Some places require you to buy 10 kilos at a time. Can you move 10 kilos crystals? And I'm talking about just one type. They may not break it down into small portions, right? So depending on what you're doing, you have to understand what you can afford effectively. Are you going to sell in person? Trying to hold a store? Well, if you have a store, you're going to have to cover rent, utilities, all insurance, all these things, business licensing, all this. Are you going to sell whatever it takes to bring that money in to cover that overhead? Or do you have enough money to cover that overhead until you start being profitable, until people know that you're out there, right?
So you kind of need to just have capital.
Yeah. Are you
have capital before starting, at least a little bit of capital, so that way, like that, whenever you're doing this, you're not left with underselling yourself or overselling yourself. You're not looking like a desperate crystal seller.
Yep.
Like everyone else.
I was putting money aside every paycheck. paycheck, just stacking up cash, left and right. And that's what I had to do before I could even do anything, because I had to buy supplies. And because I'm making my bracelets, I needed the string to do it. I actually glue my bracelets so that the enclosure is in the bead and it doesn't just flail around. A lot of times on certain ones, I do that. Other ones, maybe not, if I know it's going to hold well. And then you have to buy shipping material. I have to ship this stuff, right? So now I need shipping material. I had to buy boxes, crinkle paper, whatever. And I need stickers because I want to make my presentation look well. So now I had to buy stickers. I needed a website. I need an email address. I had to pay for an email address. I have to go get a bank account. Well, it takes $500 alone just to open a bank account. Just to open an LLC in the state that I'm in was $475. So before
I think the state I am is like $325. So
yeah. So
look up your state.
Yeah. And if you can't, let me know. I'll help you. Because I do that.
Let us know. Yeah. Secretary of State. Let's go.
Where to go. Yeah, exactly. But that's the thing. So before we even bought any inventory, I had to invest basically $500 in order to register with the state. I had to get a resale license, a tax ID. They wanted a deposit, so I had to send them money too, because they want to make sure I owe my taxes on time. And if I don't pay, then they're taking it out of my deposit. So I had to pay that. Now I'm already like $700 in, right? And I haven't even bought inventory. I'm already $700 in. I haven't even bought inventory. My website cost me a couple $100 to, I had to buy my domain for starters. So I needed my domain. I had to get my email addresses and the website. So now I'm already like, let's say $1,300 into this, and I still have no product, right? And I haven't even invested time or money. My first order that I spent to buy, and I started with just the bracelets and some basic crystals, was $3,000. And I still have inventory from then still that I sell to this day, because I had to buy in such large quantities that I was going to carry a lot of that stuff. Now it's getting less, but I don't make a purchase under $1,000 every time I resell, and that's the minimum. So now that depends on what am I getting, right? Because I might have clients who are looking for specific things. I'm going to go find it. Before I even buy it, I'm taking a deposit, because I don't want, once I have it here, and then you to tell me, oh, sorry, I'm not interested anymore, right? Because I went out of my way.
You just did all the work to get it, So, and it's only fair.
It is only fair. And I'll tell you why. I do a lot of stuff when I do orders, or people need payment plans, right? Sometimes people are like, I really want like this crystal, for instance. I had this lady hit me up, and she saw me at a live event, and she was adamant she needed large chunks of smoky quartz. I sent her the pictures of everything, and this is just part of learning your lessons, right? So I bought these, and I have another big piece too, because she wanted 2 of them. And so I bought them, and after I bought them, she ghosted me. That was over $400 that she committed to buying, that I bought on something I didn't need, because I wasn't buying it for me, and I didn't take a deposit. So I learned my lesson, and I now, if you want something specific, I will take a deposit on it, and you will get your product.
She'll get it for you, but you need to give her your deposit, because
and I also work with a lot of other small businesses. I supply them beads or other crystals to make certain things, because people make stuff with the beads all the time, right? But because I buy in larger quantities, I get a better price to resell to them. So I do that as well. And that's one of the things is, even so, some of them might not have a lot of money, and they're like, okay, I need to make payments on this stuff. Let's say you're buying $200 worth of stuff from me, right? I'm going to require a $40 non-refundable deposit from you. And this is just something I recommend to other people who sell crystals online and things like that, because I see people complain all the time how people collected or claimed hundreds of dollars worth worth of crystals and then ghost them and then don't pay, or make one payment and then go and make a claim against them to get their money back. So it's basically $20 for every $100 that you claim is what I require as a deposit. So let's say you claim $200, I'm going to require $40 non-refundable. You and I are going to agree on what and when you're going to pay, right? If you say, hey, Angelina, I need 4 weeks to pay this or 6 weeks, and I can pay you $50 each check, I'm be like, okay, cool. These are going to be your dates that you need to be paid by each time, right? And if you then keep your payment arrangement, that $40 will go toward, right? So I'm not going to not let that count. But here's where your $40 does not come back to you. If you don't make your payments on time and you don't keep your arrangement as agreed upon, I held this from selling it to somebody else. Not only that, you have to pay me for my time somewhere. I have to be paid for my time. So you are going to pay me that $40 and it's non-refundable, and I bill it as such. And I put in there, non-refundable, but will go towards purchase if payment arrangement is like paid as agreed, right? But if not, you're paying me for my time because I don't work for free. If I took the time to hold the stuff for you, to show you the stuff, to invest my time in you, then common courtesy is that you have to pay me for my time.
Right.
And now you can say, well, if I paid my arrangement, you wouldn't get paid for your time. No, I would, because my profit out of that covers my time. That's all you're paying me for. I don't make money for anything but my time, because you paid for the crystal and you paid for my time, right? Even if you paid for the crystal, but the profit comes to me because that's my time invested. So for me,
and the way you gave convenience, they didn't have to go and dig up this crystal by themselves. No, it's the convenience. That's why a lot of people, they get confused with like convenience stores. They think, oh my God, this convenience store is charging like $5 for a gallon of milk. Well, it's because it's a convenience store. It's not the grocery store. It's the convenience. So you don't have to go and deal with everybody. You just deal with a few people in front of you and then go get your gas and go home. Get your snacks and go home. That's it.
Yes. Exactly.
Yeah. So I mean, that's just what it is. And it is what it is. At some point people have to understand, like, again, not everything is free. And it's not even that it's free. It's the fact that, again, this person just made it a lot simpler for you to get what you are asking for without you having to go and, find the damn crystal yourself,
And most places won't offer you a payment plan. You walk into a crystal shop, they don't care. If you don't have the money, they're not taking a payment plan. They're not
taking nothing. They said,
they don't care.
Okay, you ain't buying nothing.
Yeah, this is what we have in your price range.
As a matter of fact. So tell us what's next. Do we have anything to look forward to? A little gift for our IOP listener?
Well, I gift all my customers something with their purchase always. That's why I like to talk to them about their one-on-ones and things like that, right? I've had people where they tell me, oh, these are my favorite crystals, but they're buying something for something else. I'll include probably that type of crystal or whatever. If they say, oh, I love carvings, or I love this, or I love that, right? I'll include that type of stuff. But for what's new to add on to sensual healing in general is the self-love challenges and, getting out of your head type of stuff, journals, 369 journaling, manifestations, moon manifestation. I'm a master manifester. Let me tell you, really heavy into this. I do new moon and full moon manifestations. And let me just point out, I do not use the full moon to manifest. That's where I release everything. A lot of people try to manifest on a full moon, and the full moon is like the completed cycle where we want to release everything and then remove all our blockages and then go back into that.
Well, for a reason, it's called the full moon, and it's your cup is full already. And I don't think people understand that the moon, the way the planets already, cycling and things like that, it's because universe is already helping us naturally. Universe is doing it. That for a reason, on full moons, there's the tides. The moons affect the tides, the water. Well, that's because we're about 70 to 80% water, you know? So that's why our emotions are running high, but it's because we have to let it go. Sometimes you can't continue to fill up your cup. If it's already full, like where's the space you're going to have for the new blessings? And, you know, sometimes that's why we say, you know, sometimes you got to get rid of toxic people that are no longer serving you.
AKA your good karma, right? So that's like what people don't realize is we've changed. It's still good karma, but we talk about it as a blessing, right? Because the negative stigma that it has, people don't understand there's good and bad so much so, but there is. Blessing is just a new form of I'm receiving all the good and selfless acts I've put out into this world. They're coming back to me. So, you know.
Yeah. And the new moon, there's a reason why it's called the new, because it's a new chapter. It's actually, people think, oh, in the beginning of the month, you know, it's the time that I need to manifest. It's the time. No, you need to deal with what you dealt with the month prior. See, the moon typically isn't a full moon in the beginning days of the month, because it's like
not
by the end of the month, it's when you've gained that momentum, you know, and it's just like, okay, here I am running, you know, in front of me, but like, I just need a swig of freaking drink of water. You know, I need some water as I'm running this marathon, and, you know, I'm getting there. I'm going to finish this race, you know, towards the end of the month. And then once you get that first fresh swig of water, you know, in the beginning of the next month, it's just you dealing with the things that you've dealt with prior month. So if you're manifesting for something, you want to manifest something, the new moon, and then whatever obstacles that are in that, you know, in the way of that manifestation, you want to take the time to release it with the full moon, because the full moon is the day and the time that we release all obstacles, everything that is preventing us from reaching our goal. Because at the end of the year, or at the end of, you know, each cycle, we have a goal. Did you at least complete the next milestone for that goal? You know, and if it's a small one, that's fine. If it's big, congratulations. But at least the universe is trying to already help you subconsciously.
Yes. So. And then that also brings up an interesting thing, right? Because everybody focuses so much on January through December, right? As January is the new year. Mm-hmm. It's a new calendar year. But in reality, it
just continues.
It's just cycles, right? And most of them, we have 13 moon cycles. We also actually used to have a calendar that used to run on 13 months, right? So then they changed it and whatever else. And also New Year actually used to start in the spring, right? Because that's when everything's blossoming, everything's coming to life. It's anew. So you have a lot of people who actually manifest with the moon cycles that actually consider spring to be the new year, when they're really going to go hard and really go after everything they want. Because in the winter time is when we actually hibernate, we draw back in, think about everything that's been going on, and we prepare, we rest, and we get ready everything we want to do. Because you always want to be out and about in the springtime and in the summer and in the fall. And as it gets colder, you go back in, right? So that's where you kind of like focus back on, okay, what is it that I want to do and things like that. So I'm really big into the moon cycles, more so than the first of the month. The first of the month can come and go. I do not care. Like, that does not mean anything, except for the people who actually run their lives on a calendar, right? That need to focus on those. But for your actual manifestations, you do want to switch over for that. And the more you become in tune with yourself, you'll see your shift in energy as these cycles go on, right?
Yeah.
So,
especially as a woman, I'll tell you that much, especially if you can line up your menstrual with the moon cycle, I'm telling you, oh my gosh, that stuff is beyond powerful. Trust the girl knows. But speaking of, you know, of springtime, what we consider springtime, tell the IOP family, because the IOP family keeps you on, y'all. I'm telling y'all, we keeping you live. Tell us what is valid through April.
So through April 30th, I'm going to go ahead and give a coupon code for the IOP family. Basically, it'll be IOP 2023, and you can use that to purchase off the website if you'd like, or if there's something you're looking for and it's not on the website, because again, I do not keep all my stuff on the website. website. I have a full room here at home that I have a whole crystal setup in that I will do one-on-one shoppings with you. I'll send you photos, whatever. You can message me on Facebook, Instagram, or on TikTok. I don't care. Or even straight through the website, there's a chat box where I can send you photos too. You don't even have to give me your info. I don't care. And I'll send you whatever. I can then just send you an invoice, apply the coupon, and it's for 25% off. So, and that's not just one item, that's your entire purchase. Okay. So
y'all heard that?
So there's that.
Don't say IOP ain't, don't say IOP ain't putting it on you. Okay.
So, not only on top of the great prices I already give to people to bring it at affordable cost, I'll give you even a little bit more love on top of that, you know, and I look forward to meeting so many new faces. And if you need help with, you know, your journaling or your manifesting and things like that, I'll be more than happy to even talk to you about that stuff, you know, and help you figure out how to either do it for yourself or let you know when my journals and stuff are coming out. And that way you can utilize the tools that you need and things like that. Or if you're looking for a specific journal because you can't find what you're looking for, I'll be happy to make you one too. Like, I'm not above it. You know what I mean? I'll do whatever. I do not care. I want people to heal happy and get through that grimy stuff. Because I'll tell you right now, 2023, I'm going to share a whole bunch of my story on TikTok, and we'll even have more of these discussions and things like that, and even talk about all the hard stuff. And maybe you'll come back one day and be like, dang, I did not even realize that people can go through all that and still come out ahead, because you can't, you know. Our tough stuff is only temporary, and we just need to take our lessons with it, cut our L's, and rise above it. You know, that's how I look at it. So yeah. But in the thought of giving, I know you and I talked about this already. I'm gonna do two things. Okay. First of all,
she said, first of all,
we have these two beautiful little
squirrelies.
These are not something I would actually sell. Well, to anybody, unless somebody specifically was looking for this. But
we know someone.
We do know somebody who loves squirrels. And in the thought process of that, these are little aura-coated agate squirrels with a little druzy inclusion in them. We want to go ahead and send this person these squirrels because
one of them's name is Maxine.
Yes. And then the other one is Richard. And I'm sure anybody who's been on TikTok or IG knows who Maxine and Richard are. They're little troublemaker squirrels, but they captured the heart of somebody special who has literally built them a little house. They have TV, all kinds of craziness. I mean, they be living life. I want to live like that too. Matter of fact, can I get adopted? Because how do I get in on this squirrel life?
Right.
So, so I'm gonna go ahead and package these little guys up to send them to him. And
and we're talking about, and if you don't know, we're talking about Derek Downey Jr. on TikTok. So if you don't know him, go follow him and let him know that IOP family is here to want to send him some squirrels for Maxine and Richard, so they can channel their third eye and you know, so they can continue their squirrology. We would love to gift those to Derek Downey Jr. Yes. Angelina is just, you know, she doesn't know what to do with the squirrels. Let's be honest.
And then
but it's so cool.
Yes, and then I'm gonna do one more thing. Okay. I'm still building up my whole TikTok audience and things like that, and also my Instagram audience. So if you already follow me on one or you don't follow me on the other, whatever, wherever you follow me, if you message me that you were sent by IOP through this podcast, once you follow me, send me a message, because I follow pretty much everybody back.
Tony, nice.
I don't follow those guys back. But if you tell me that you heard me on the IOP podcast, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do this also through April. Gives people plenty of time. And I will then raffle off $50 in crystals to somebody to receive. So, but you have to message me so I can keep track of everybody. And then on the beginning of May, I will then put everybody in a little wheel and do a random drawing for someone to receive $50 worth the crystals. So yeah, there's that. So if you follow me on TikTok or Instagram, message me on either or if you follow me on both and you haven't yet, message me and you'll get entered twice. So I'll enter you for Instagram and I'll enter you for the TikTok one as well. So you can get 2 entries.
And don't worry. IOP family got you, because of course all the links will be listed in the description box below.
Yes.
Girl. So y'all heard that, IOP. Y'all heard that, family. Y'all heard. So if you go and you follow her, send her a message, let her know that IOP sent you, because you will be put into a raffle. And I don't know if I said that right, but you'll be put in for the opportunity to win $50 worth. Oh my God. Plus a 25% discount that she's giving IOP. Come on now. Don't tell me IOP doesn't put y'all on. I dare one of y'all to do so. And if you do, shout me out. Shout me out, y'all. Tag IOP on Instagram. Come on now. But you know what? From the bottom of my heart, thank you, Angelina, for joining the show and sharing your wisdom, sharing, your business, even giving these amazing offers to our listeners. Because look, y'all, not everybody does this. And the fact that you're doing this is amazing. And I truly thank you from the bottom of my heart, because that is awesome. And what you're doing here is literally just helping everyone as much as possible. And, letting us know truly we're family, trust me, y'all, we can be here talking all day, me and her, but it's true, and for someone who is looking to, add that little bit of extra help, check out her shop, check out her shop, Sensual Healing, because that's what it is. You got to heal yourself, even the sensual side of yourself as well, too, because that's important. You need to reconnect with who you are in order for you to be able to give back. It's a give and take situation. So it's beautiful. And thank you, Angelina, for doing what you're doing.
Thanks for having me. And I look forward to meeting a lot of new people and helping people. I mean, no question is stupid. I'm open for all and every question. I'm a straight shooter, and I will definitely, if I can't be the one to help you, I'll guide you to someone who can, or at least get you on the right path, right? Because it's forever changing. Like, it's not just one thing that's just going. And I had this conversation with someone yesterday, because I've been doing 369 journaling and things like that. And the conversation, she's like, so now you have to do that for the rest of your life? And I'm like, no, I don't. But it's helping me right now with what I'm going through and what I'm doing for myself mentally to quiet my mind and get rid of these reoccurring negative self-thoughts, right? So I just zoom it out by doing and writing things that change for the better for me. Now, do I have to do it every day of my life? Absolutely not. Because by the time I then mastered getting rid of that busy mind in my head and those limiting beliefs or all these scenarios that we like to paint in our head, because us women already get classified as crazy, right? You see it all the time where people are like, you can't stress me out or you can't hurt me because I've already thought of every scenario possible. Yeah, we do that a lot of times, but that's not healthy. It's very toxic to yourself, right? Because it holds you back. It's actually so I, over the last couple months, have really been focusing on that, meditating and fighting that mind and getting rid of that stuff, because I don't need it. There's so much other stuff out there that's good. So once I'm done with that phase, then I'm going to focus on the next, right? You don't have to take on everything at once, but that's the thing. I just want people to understand that you're not alone. It's not easy, but we want to make it easier for you. So whether that's providing you a crystal, providing you a candle, providing you smudging products, giving you bracelets, helping you with a challenge or a journal or whatever it may be, so be it. I'll be happy to help you find you what you're looking for, or at least guide you in the right direction. Because as I already stated, I work with a lot of other crystal businesses that either I supply or we work together. It's a community, and that's the nice thing about it, right? I remember when I was doing one of my first pop-up events, the people were like 2 other crystal vendors here, and I'm like, so I don't care. And now they're like my friends, and we laugh together. We do other events together. We'll have 2 tables next to each other, and we're both selling crystals, but we're selling different stuff because we have a different clientele. And I want my friend next to me to win too. So if I don't have what they're looking for, maybe she does. And I'll go and buy stuff from them, right? I have a shop here in town that I just did a huge order on bracelets for because they don't want to make them themselves, but they also don't want to just buy basic stuff. And I carry a lot of different things that most places don't carry, like the malachite, I have all these different things. So now I went in there to just check it out, and I spent 4 hours in there just talking with them. And next thing you know, they're like, oh, if you're willing to make us bracelets, we'd be happy to have them. Okay, no problem. We're working together, right? So that's what you have to think about. There's enough slices in the pie for everybody to win one way or the other. There's no need to single people out. Anything. Yeah, we can all win. I'm here to make everybody be a winner some way, somehow, but you have to want it for yourself. So I'll help you. I'll give you the tools. I'll set you up, but you got to do the work.
But you got to do it. That's it. That's all it is,
Yes.
And, that's part of the reason why IOP is where it's at. IOP is IOP. IOP is a space where, we're bringing these voices out to you guys. So y'all do know, hey, there is help out there. I can receive all the information that I needed so I can then become, the next crystal healer. I'm going to just say crystal healer because that's what drawn me. That was what I was drawn to, was your crystals. But,
yes.
And that's just it. Like, IOP is to help those who want to start this, but also know the ins and outs of it, and for you to even say, hey, I even have the next person next to me, a friend of mine next to me selling the same thing, but a lot of people don't understand is that you're gravitated to whoever you're gravitated to. The crystal tends to pick you versus you picking the crystal. And that's just something I had to even learn myself, It's just like the crystal tends to call for you when you need it the most. Mm-hmm. So, if that's something you want to look into, go ahead and do it. And, hit Angelina up, hit IOP up, like we said, IOP is going to offer. Angelina has some offers to offer the IOP listeners because we family and that's what we do. We win together, and that's just how it's going to be. And for my IOP family, I just want to say thank you for listening. Don't forget to subscribe on all platforms. Hasta la próxima. Ciao for now.
Bye-bye.
Bye.